Hello, my name is Lisa Jett, and I will be telling you the story of the fisherman from the Arabian Nights Entertainments retold by Andrew Lane. There was once upon a time a fisherman so old and poor that he could scarcely manage to support his wife and children. He went to fish very early every day. One morning he started out by moonlight. He threw his nets, and as he was drawing them in, he felt a great weight. The fisherman thought he had caught a large fish, and he felt very pleased. But a moment afterwards, seeing that he had in his nets only the carcass of an ass, he was much disappointed. Vexed, the fisherman threw his nets in a second time. In drawing them in, he again felt a great weight, so that he thought they were full of fish. But he found only a large basket full of rubbish. He was much annoyed. "Oh, fortune!" he cried. "Do not trifle thus with me, a poor fisherman who can hardly support his family." Saying, he threw his nets in for the third time, but he only drew in stones, shells, and mud. He was almost in despair. Then he threw his nets for the fourth time. When he thought he had a fish, he drew them in with a great deal of trouble. There was no fish, but he found a yellow vase, which by its weight seemed full of something. He noticed that it was fastened and sealed with lead. With the impression of a seal, Fisherman was delighted. "I will sell it," he said, "and with the money I shall get for it I shall buy a measure of wheat." He examined the vase on all sides and shook it to see if it would rattle. But he heard nothing, and so judging from the impression of the seal and the lid, he thought there must be something precious inside. To find out, he took his knife, and with a little trouble he opened it. He turned it upside down, but nothing came out, which surprised him very much. He set it in front of him, and while he was looking attentively, such a thick smoke came out that had to step back pace or two. This smoke rose up to the clouds and stretched over the sea and the shore, formed a thick mist, which caused the fisherman much astonishment. When all the smoke was out of the vase, it gathered itself together, and became a thick mass in which appeared a genie twice as large as the largest giant. When he saw such a terrible-looking monster, the fisherman liked to have run away, but he trembled so with fright that he could not move a step. "Great king of the genies," cried the large monster, "I will never again disobey you." And at these words the fisherman took courage. "What is this you're saying, genie? Tell me how you came to be shut up in that vase." At this the genie spoke at the fisherman haughtily. "Speak to me more civilly," he said, "before I kill you." "Alas, why should you kill me?" cried the fisherman. "I have just freed you. Have you already forgotten that?" "No," answered the genie, "but that will not prevent me from killing you. I am only going to grant you one favor, and that is to choose the manner of your death." "What I have done to you?" asked the fisherman. "Cannot treat you in any other way," said the genie, "and if you would know why, listen to my story. I rebelled against the king of the genies to punish me. He shut me up in this vase of copper, and he put on the leaden seal, which is enchantment enough to prevent my coming out. Then he had the vase thrown into the sea. During the first period of my captivity, I vowed that if anyone should free me before 100 years were past, I would make him rich even after his death. But that century passed, and no one freed me. In the second century, I vowed that I would give all the treasures in the world to my deliverer, but he never came. In the third, I promised to make him a king, to be always near him, and to grant him 3 wishes every day. But that century passed away as the other 2 had done, remained in the same plight. At last I grew angry at being captive for so long, and I vowed that if anyone would release me, I would kill him once and would only allow him to choose what manner he should die. So you see, as you have freed me today, choose in what way you will die." Fisherman was very unhappy. "What an unlucky man I am to have freed you. I implore you to spare my life." "I've told you," said the genie, that it is impossible. Choose quickly, you are wasting my time." Fisherman began to devise a plot. "Since I must die," he said, "before I choose the manner of my death, I conjure you on your honor to tell me if you really were in the vase." "Yes, I was," answered the genie. "I really cannot believe it," said the fisherman. "That vase could not contain one of your feet even. And how could your whole body go in? I cannot believe it unless I see you do it." Then the genie began to change himself into smoke, which, as before, spread over the sea and the shore, and which, then collecting itself together, began to go back into the vase slowly and evenly till there was nothing left outside. And a voice came vase which said to the fisherman, "Well, unbelieving fisherman, here I am in the vase. Do you believe me now?" The fisherman, instead of answering, took the lid and shut it down quickly on the vase. "Now, O genie," he cried, "ask pardon of me, and choose by what death you will die. But no, it would be better if I throw you into the sea whence I drew you out, and I will build a house on the shore to warn fishermen come to cast their nets here against fishing up such a wicked genie as you are, who vows to kill the man who frees you." At these words the genie did all he could to get out, but he could not, because of the enchantment of the lid. Okay, I hope you enjoyed that story. And if you haven't heard this story, it's probably because it's not the most famous stories of the bunch, but it's still really good. So I hope you liked it, and I hope you're into the serve, and bye.